Okay, hello and welcome everyone back to another AMA with BSC Delhi. My name is Dale and I'm going to be your host for this event. Today is an amazing Monday, I gotta say. October has been doing us very good. It's truly October. The market has been pumping up really good. Market is all green right now. I hope that the altcoins or the coins, big coins that you are holding are all pumping up to your likings. And hopefully that we're approaching this quarter four of 2024 with a bang. That's what I really, really hope for. I mean, the market is looking like that, right? And everything, every news that's coming out in the next couple of days and maybe weeks, all prove that, all go to the same direction of greenish. And so with this, amazing market in this week to open up this wonderful week, we have over across finance. They are. Honestly, they are doing a lot of things. They are amazingly huge on different countries as well. What they're trying to do is defining DeFi with real world payments. I'm very excited to have this conversation with Philionaire, the representative from Cross Finance. So, first of all, let me just invite him to the speaker, and then maybe we'll talk more into that. Hey, Phil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to calling you for calling you Phil. Philip, I think you are now the speaker. Can you maybe open your microphone? Say hi to people.
Yes, sir. Hello, hello, GM, everyone.
All right. Good day, sir. How you been doing?
So far, so good. Been in very busy October for us. Obviously, no complaints. I think, as you said, the market's been moving in the right direction, and along with that, obviously, comes a lot of momentum, a lot of activity, and just generally, um, sort of a lot of things that we've been focusing on that I'm really excited to talk about. But yeah, so far, so good, brother.
Fantastic. And I guess the biggest news right now for cross finance is that after years of testnet and preparation, you are now approaching the mainnet, and it's happening in less than 1 day now. Honestly, that must have been a crazy, crazy day. Crazy month for you and the founders and team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say it's been an absolutely crazy 5 years leading up to this moment. We have really been, building this product, this ecosystem, everything along with the technology, the partnerships, the infrastructure, all of the development and the business development that has gone into this. I mean, we have really been working our way up. Um, for the past 5 years, and so to get to this moment is feels absolutely surreal, and yeah, like you said, super exciting, very, very keen on really getting everything that we've been working on out into the public and getting the public's feedback, and I think more importantly than anything, finally being able to provide the value that we've been working on for so long to the general public. And our goal at CrossFi, I think, has always really been mass adoption of
Wow.
crypto into society. And so I think for us to finally get to this moment, to be able to realize that, has been nothing short of spectacular.
I agree. I agree. And I gotta say too, like within that 5 years, you guys are non-stopping. You guys are expanding your communities in different countries. I see you guys are holding a lot of events, offline, online events as well, attracting, I would say, thousands of people each event. That speaks volume, right? In what cross finance is trying to do. And again, we are diving too deep right now in the project without, introducing ourselves first, but because I'm very excited for this one. But yeah, just to dial it back a little bit, guys, we have $200 in rewards for you guys as listeners right now. So if you would love to receive the rewards, go ahead and follow Fillionaire on his Twitter account, personal ones, and follow CrossFi Chain on their X account. You can follow that by go to the pin post up here on the space and just go to their website if you want to join the Telegram. Most definitely, right? Be a part of an amazing community. That's how you're going to win the $200 rewards. And if you have any amazing questions, focused questions about cross finance, about the plans, Midnet, how they're gonna achieve mass adoption with their features and products, go ahead and leave it down in the reply of this space right now. We will make sure to select the five best ones to answer. But please do not spam. Okay, do not spam. Maximum 5 questions each. If you send more than that, we have to block you for our future MAs because that would be spamming. But yeah, those are just the rules. Thank you very much. Yeah, just again, Philip, do you want to start us off with the introduction part? So, maybe introduce yourself, your past experiences, and yeah, what Crossfire is in brief.
Absolutely. So my name is Phil, Chief Growth Officer here at CrossFi. I have had a wealth of experience in the crypto industry since about 2016. Started as an early investor in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then, obviously have gone down the rabbit hole of, just the world of crypto and kind of everything it has to offer. I've worked with a lot of different companies in the crypto space, helping them grow their communities, acquire customers, and eventually, create the flywheels that basically lead to those companies scaling and becoming proliferated into society. I was one of the first marketing consultants to work with a company called Decentraland. I helped CoinList very early on with their marketing strategy and some of their digital presence. Since then, I've basically gone on to work with dozens of companies in the crypto space, both big and small. Spent a couple of years at Binance overseeing growth of their DeFi ecosystem. So I've had a lot of exposure to the crypto industry from all different angles, from I would say sort of retail consumer based products to kind of more crypto native products to DeFi degen products and, everything in between. And so, I think I've seen the space evolve. I've seen the ecosystem grow from something that was very nascent and very niche, and kind of the community was so small at a certain point to, at this point, something that I would say in this current market and in this current bull run, we are really seeing it sort of move into kind of something that is closer to what we would like to call mass adoption, something that is more prolific within society. And I'm just personally very excited to see kind of where the space goes, how it continues to enmesh itself into everyday society, and kind of how it continues to grow and occupy the place in society where we as crypto natives all believe it should.
That's quite a portfolio you have over there. And I would say that's very fitting. And I mean, I guess, yeah, that's why you are the chief growth officer, I guess, for cross finance, because as you said, you have experiences in different environment, right? From centralized exchange as big as Binance, to retail products to some of the more DGen DeFi stuff. And cross finance, they are doing a lot of things under the hood, right? Being a prepayment. I'm sorry, payment, being also having like NFT collections and all that. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Just saying. Okay, so what about maybe let's talk more about the team, the other team members, the other masterminds behind Cross Finance and their professional backgrounds as well. Who are the core team, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a pretty large team, over 70 folks at this point. We have people basically from all over the world of Web3 who have a variety of different experiences. I think with a product like CrossFi, it's really important that we not only have kind of the sort of Web3 both builder and biz dev experience, but also the traditional banking and finance experience. So we brought together I would say a team of power players from all over the industry. We have Alexander Mamasidikov, who is the founder of CrossFi. He's worked with, at this point, I would say well over probably 100 different projects. He, has done everything from sort of government Web3 consulting to building fintech companies to working in the Web3 space over the last decade. So really, prolific person in the world of Web3 who has, brought all these A players together. You have Ryan Horn, who also ex Binance. He used to be the director of NFTs at Binance. He has signed some of the biggest deals that I think the world has ever seen as it pertains to Web3 in the world of sports and entertainment. So, we have that experience. We have folks coming to us from the traditional banking and infrastructure, payments infrastructure background who, have spent decades working with banks, working with finance companies, and so, obviously deepening those relationships between CrossFi and our banking partners. And then we have builders from all over the Web3 space, coming from some of the biggest companies in Web3 that you've ever heard of. We recently brought on board Aliou Musa, who's coming to us from Arbitrum, who's sort of working on our foundation infrastructure and our ecosystem. And so, I think the key to what has made CrossFi so successful is really the team of power players and the folks that we have brought on board to help build this thing and to help facilitate this dream and making it become a reality. So yeah, great question. I think that the team is really what powers a lot of our success and what has really been instrumental in helping build such a robust product and such a robust ecosystem.
Right. And at this point, I would certainly tell people to check out their website because all of the information it's public. The team members they are docs fully, and so in terms of trust, the team is top tier. And if you want to look at some other things like their products and the visions, before you ask the questions, you are free to do so. Check them out on their documents. Everything is available. Everything is transparent. And so my next question for you would be, okay, so now that we know briefly what cross finance is trying to do, its vision briefly. Do you want to talk about the products that cross finance currently offers, how big they are? Basically, talk about the ecosystem. And yeah.
Absolutely. So CrossFi, like you said, CrossFi is an ecosystem. CrossFi has a very wide suite of offerings for all kinds of different users. First and foremost, everything is based on the CrossFi chain, which is a layer one blockchain. The CrossFi chain was built to support our flagship payment product that I'm going to talk about shortly. But basically, we built the chain to make sure that we are able to support a payments infrastructure that is secure, that is speed efficient, so quick transactions, and something that is scalable. So being able to process millions, if not hundreds of millions of transactions. And so, after people always ask me, does the world really need another layer one blockchain? And I always tell them, in building our products, we have done a lot of research and development and trying to understand, what other chains are really able to support the infrastructure that is needed to build something like our payments product, which I'm going to talk about shortly. And we, truly, after so many months and years of testing, were not able to find a blockchain that could support the infrastructure needed for a project like ours, and also be able to support the sort of bare minimum standards that our banking partners required for us to be able to uphold in order to truly be able to work with us in a scalable, secure, and efficient way. And so first and foremost, we've got our layer one ecosystem, our blockchain. And then around that blockchain, we have a very diverse ecosystem of products. So, like any L1 blockchain, we've got a suite of DeFi tools for the degens, something for everybody. We've got our lending protocols, borrowing protocols, swaps, yield aggregators, so on and so forth. So, something to support basically people coming in and being able to, really interact with the ecosystem and be able to, kind of kind of benefit from it the way that a DeFi native would expect to. But then on top of that, we work with some of the most innovative teams in the entire industry from a product building perspective that are building some what I would say are mind-blowing products on our blockchain. I've had a lot of experience in this space, and I've worked with so many different companies, and some of the things that I see that are currently being built on top of the CrossFi infrastructure are, things like RWAs, are things like synthetic assets. I mean, these are things that are really pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the world of DeFi. And so, watching these things come to life, and watching these teams leverage the infrastructure that we've built has been, nothing short of tremendous. And then last but not least, I think the part of our ecosystem that was most appealing to me, which is why I decided to join the team, and the thing that I think will get us to the point where we are helping drive mass adoption, is our flagship payment infrastructure. And so, what we've managed to build, and this is truly special, what we've managed to build is a fully non custodial, decentralized payment system that allows you to spend crypto out of your Web3 wallet at any traditional point of sale terminal in the entire world. And so the way that it works is any Web3 wallet like Trust Wallet, Brave Wallet, MetaMask, you connect it to the CrossFi app. You hold a certain amount of tokens. So you basically tell the CrossFi app, this is the amount of tokens that you can access, and this is the amount of tokens that you can spend out of my wallet. And then through the CrossFi app, you can either generate a virtual debit card, or order a physical debit card, and basically be able to transact at any point of sale terminal, whether you're paying for gas or buying coffee or buying groceries. You are able to pay for those goods and services with your CrossFi card, which automatically converts the crypto in your Web3 wallet to the local currency in the geography that you are spending in, with a flat transaction fee that is extremely competitive, as it pertains to current payment products, basically instantaneously in real time, the same way that you would with a regular credit or debit card. So, truly something special. And, obviously, I think, all of you guys are familiar with crypto payment products. I mean, they've been around for a long time, but I think what really is the big differentiator, or a few different differentiators from the existing products with CrossFi, is that first and foremost, CrossFi is completely non-custodial, so you do not need to move your coins into any other infrastructure. So you do not need to move your coins to an exchange. You have your exchange cards, but you have to have your tokens living on the exchange. You do not have to move your tokens into some sort of wallet or some other infrastructure that you're not familiar with. So again, I'm a huge believer in not your keys, not your coins. If you do not hold the private keys to the wallet where your tokens are sitting, then those are not your tokens. And so CrossFi is a huge believer in that. And that's why we support fully non custodial wallets as part of our payments infrastructure. And I think the other huge differentiator is that CrossFi is decentralized and works directly with banks. So we do not work with third party partners that then kind of connect us to the banks. And so we are not at the mercy of third party partners like some of the other crypto payment products that are out there. And so basically, if one of these competing crypto products, if one of their third party banking partners goes down, then that's it. You have a functionless product. All of a sudden, the entire infrastructure that you have built just doesn't work anymore. We have spent the last 5 years forming deep relationships with banks in order to be able to, obviously make sure that banks are able to interact with our smart contracts. All transactions are being processed completely on chain. And I think most importantly, making sure that all of this is safe, secure, scalable, and compliant because, obviously our banking partners, they require a certain level of, security, of scalability, and then of course compliance across the board, because banks are the financial, the TradFi ecosystem is one of the most heavily scrutinized ecosystems in the world. And so, for us to be able to work with these banking partners directly and to ensure the fact that we are compliant with all of their policies, with all of the local government policies, with, pretty much everything that is required of us to be able to provide these services, has been definitely has been one hell of a ride over the last 5 years. And coming into mainnet, I think we're all excited as a team, and our community across the world is extremely excited for the world to be able to witness what we've managed to accomplish, and also be able to get their hands on our technology and be able to use it in their daily lives.
Right, right. Amazing breakdown, actually. And I actually have a few comments about that too. Just to show, the brilliance of the team. So first of all, about the layer one blockchain, right? And as you see the trends going right now, is the development of app chains. You see, the biggest DeFi player in the space, Uniswap, they're developing their own, uni chain, to support their own payments. I'm sorry, transactions and everything. And I completely agree with you when saying that, if we were to have more adoption in the crypto space, then the current infrastructure is unable to support millions, not to mention dozens or even hundreds of millions of transactions. We see lots of lags, traffic jams, a lot of, well, if you actually look at Ethereum gas right now, we're at $20 per transaction on Ethereum. That shows the level of incompetence when it comes to handle large amount of transactions. And so, cross finance with your vision of onboarding, of mass adoption, right? Onboarding millions, maybe someday billions of people, then you have to build your own layer one from day one. And that is, I would say you guys are very ahead of the game, and you guys think everything through. And I appreciate that, right? And the second thing that you have is the app. I would say that's one of the best demonstration of the app that I've heard. It's amazing. It's where, honestly, where DeFi meets real life. A lot of people would say, "Hey, it's internet money. It's in your online wallet. You can't do nothing." But now with cross finance, people can actually pay for stuff in real life. I actually saw a video of, I would say that he's like a member, or like a, I don't know, maybe a YouTuber of your team, maybe a fan, I don't know, member. He actually paid for a coffee, right, using your card. That was one of the best thing that I've seen. I know that there are other cards out there in different countries that are able to do that, but seeing that in action with cross financing, everything goes through like that. I don't know. It's just very happy that we see that level of utility of real world adoption with DeFi, and I'm very eager to get my hands on one of those cards. And so, talking about that real quick, how do we? You said Mint is coming up on obviously one day from now, but we see people actually are paying for stuff with that card. So can you tell me like how that can happen? Because that right now it's your testnet, right? And people can actually pay with stuff with your testnet. And if yes, then what's the difference between paying for stuff with testnet and then mainnet?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So while we were in testnet, our goal was to figure out, okay, can we deliver on the promise, right? Can we actually put these cards out there in the wild? Can we, sort of use the existing infrastructure that we've built in order to support these, payments going through, support them going through in different amounts all over the world at scale, quickly, basically stress testing the ecosystem. And that was kind of the
Hmm.
whole point of the testnet across the board, was not only stress testing the blockchain that we had built with all of the different users and developers and validators that were working on the blockchain side, but also sort of stress testing the card infrastructure. And so what we did was we put out 5,000 cards, and this went out to our team. This went out to family members of our team. This went out to early community adopters, early supporters, basically anybody that has been with us since the beginning. And we put 5,000 cards out into the wild, and we, obviously gave people early access, so test flight access to our application, and helped onboard them and sort of, put them into the ecosystem as any user would sort of join the ecosystem during mainnet. And we said, go crazy, right? Spend your crypto all around the world. And so, like you said, one of the most beautiful things after so long of building this infrastructure was seeing people making transactions in Dubai, in New York, in Los Angeles, in South America, in Europe, in Asia, Vietnam, China, Japan, seeing transactions successfully going through all around the world, multiple transactions at one time, different stores, people buying coffee, people buying luxury goods from stores like Louis Vuitton, people, um, paying for gas, paying for groceries, like I said, and the goal with these friends and family cards, sort of testnet cards, was to see, does this work the way that we intended for it to work? Does this actually do what we think it should do, and how we want it to do it? And the answer is yes, and so basically that's all the videos that you've seen and all of the transactions that you've seen have been from friends and family, from early supporters, from super early adopters that have been with us since the beginning. And so this is the product that is actually launching into mainnet very, very soon.
Nice, nice. Very happy. And so, one quick question about that too. Right now, I believe you are having a pre-mint 2,000 NFTs available for the people. Do you want to talk about this NFT? Is it for the cards that we talked about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the NFT project is really our foray into, I would say, more of a creative space. We are a blockchain infrastructure and fintech payments product, right? So I think as far as, our branding and the creative that we're putting out there and sort of what we're doing on just the overall creative side, we're somewhat limited because, the goal here is to maintain a brand that builds trust and to basically supports a community of people that are looking to use a payments infrastructure. But I think the beauty of having such a powerhouse team is that we have some of the most creative marketers in the entire world on our team. And so we wanted to give them a chance to really flex their creative muscles and to be able to deliver something that is a little bit outside of our, traditional payments infrastructure. In order to, I would say, on one hand, like I said, flex the creative muscle, and then on the other hand, penetrate the community of folks that are out there that their only exposure to the world of crypto is through NFTs. They really don't, participate in the DeFi ecosystem. They don't participate in, the payments infrastructure ecosystem. And so we wanted to not only appeal to the NFT community, but also give our team the chance to really get crazy, get creative, and really put something, something super cool and beautiful out into the market. And so that's why we've built these NFTs. Basically, it's 2,000. It's a limited run of 2,000 NFTs. They are going to be free to mint, just paying for the gas. And basically, what those NFTs allow folks to do is they allow them to get early access to, be one of the first people to receive crossbuy cards, but not only that, be able to customize their cards. So these NFT holder cards will definitely look a little bit different than the standard crossbuy cards, which, we know folks that are in the NFT space, they really value uniqueness and something that is kind of different from the rest of kind of the crypto space. And so we really wanted to make sure that we are putting the art forward, and so giving them the access to their own unique cards. They will also be able to access all kinds of bonuses within our DeFi infrastructure, so staking bonuses and the like. And then I think the last but not least, as a card product, like any card product out in the world, we have a lot of interesting partnerships in the real world that will allow our card holders to basically receive benefits the same way that, if you hold an American Express or if you hold any other credit card, they have this big infrastructure of partners where if you use your card with these partners, you get these amazing benefits. So discounts, bonuses, free gifts, and so on and so forth. And so these NFT holders will be the first people to be able to access the exclusive bonuses from our partners, to sort of start testing that infrastructure that we've been building up over the last couple of years. And so, yeah, I think the NFTs are definitely, it's an interesting project for us. It's something that's very special to our marketing and creative team, and something that we're really excited to put out there for people that are interested in NFTs and for the NFT community at large. And I think people that are a little bit more creative focused, that are a little bit more art focused, and so that's why we developed this collection.
Nice, nice. And I really appreciate the fact that you make it as a free mint for the people and on Solana as well. Yeah, because some like a lot of projects that I've talked to, they took this as another chance to sort of like quote unquote raise funds from the community. So they charge like a lot of money, zero point 0.5 Ethereum or maybe zero point 0.1 minimum to mint one of that NFTs, even though their project is already big with a great community. So I just see that as a, I don't know, I just don't like that at all, you know. And so the team decided to have it as a free mint. Really nice, really nice. I like that. And people, it's the CrossFi VIP collection NFT. You can find that in the link up here, pinned on the space. Check them out, and learn how to be eligible because that's gonna be huge. Only 2,000 NFT available for eternity. So that's amazing. They have honestly one of the biggest followings. So make sure, check it out. Okay, so the next question that I want to ask is because in one of the utilities of the cards, I think that you mentioned briefly, but I'm just going to stress it again to receive a token airdrop for the holders. Okay, now I see that Cross Finance has the two main tokens, the MPX and the XFI tokens, which are crucial within the ecosystem. So before we talk about the token airdrop, what that is, let's talk about these two tokens first. Like, what are these tokens for, and what are the differences between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you mentioned, we have two tokens within our ecosystem. The MPX token, which is our governance token. There's no liquidity behind the MPX token, which is used to obviously, for governance within our ecosystem. But then the MPX token is used for staking in order to generate XFi emissions. And so XFi is the liquid token in our ecosystem, is the token that powers the majority of our payments infrastructure that kind of our entire ecosystem is built around. And so, yeah, very simple. MPX is the governance coin. You stake MPX and then you generate XFi. And then XFi, you can do all kinds of interesting stuff, both in and outside of the CrossFi ecosystem.
Huh, okay, simple enough. I like that.
Yep.
I like that. But like like if you want to learn more about the tokens, it's very hard for us to like explain everything in a space session. So again, the best way it's possible to learn about it is through the documents. It's written on digital paper, so you are free to check it out. Again, their website is at crossfight.org for those who don't know. Follow their Twitter and then go to their website for the best possible link. Do not go fall into those scam links, and then click on the documents, and you can find everything there. But that's the differentiation that you need to know. Okay,
Yep.
so let's talk about the token airdrop. What do you mean by we get the token airdrop for the holders? What kind of token do we get? Is it the XFi or is it the MPX token? If we hold the NFT, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So, don't want to reveal too much because I think part of the part of the allure of the collection is that we are intentionally being very vague about the benefits that users are receiving because we don't want people that are just kind of after the token airdrop or after, money. We want people that are actually interested in our ecosystem. And if you kind of see the way that we've structured kind of what the process is to be able to reserve one of these NFTs is, it's really requiring people to engage with our ecosystem in a meaningful way. And so, we've noticed the pitfall with a lot of collections is that they say, "Oh, boom, you get bonus tokens," or "Boom, you get these very specific bonuses." And then you have people that almost try to game the system in order to generate some sort of quick profit. Our goal with these NFTs is actually to find users and community members who are going to hold them for the long run, who aren't just going to get them and then quickly flip them and try to generate a small profit. And, I think for us, like, we're less interested in that. Like you said, the goal here is not to generate revenue. We are a sustainable business. We have a great revenue generation model. And so for us, this collection is actually a meaningful way to engage with our community and to find a group of VIP holders that are true believers in what we're building here at CrossFi and that are going to support our ecosystem and participate in everything that we're building and really be able to grow with us in the long run, which is again why we're
Right.
being intentionally vague about the benefits here, because as soon as, we've noticed, as soon as you start being extremely specific, you just get a very certain type of audience that I think we're, again, we're not in it for the short run. We're not here to make a quick buck. We are building a ecosystem and an infrastructure and a product that is going to be around for decades to come, and we want users that are going to support that mission, and we want people that are going to, sort of be with us throughout that journey. And so that's why, again, right now we are choosing to not disclose too many specifics. We just are letting people know that you absolutely will. I mean, if you just look at the background planning that we're doing around this collection, the bonuses and the benefits that you receive as a holder and as a user are tremendous. We just want to make sure that we're giving them to the right people.
That's fantastic. I would say that's the one of the big fat alpha that you are throwing out here in the space. A lot of people, when they look at this, they'll be like, okay, took an airdrop, but they're not being specific. Maybe they're
Yes,
hiding something, but no, you actually hit the nail on that one. The team is intentionally hiding that, so the real people, the right people, would come in and then learn about the project. And once they found out how amazing the project is, how big about of all the planning in the background is, then they will be hooked. And I would say that's a good strategy. So guys, go ahead and follow them on their X account. It's at Cross Finance. I hope that we can get honestly, let me see. Okay, so we don't, but you can go to the pin post up here in the space and follow their X account, join their Telegram, and check them out on their website. You can also find their token XFI on CoinMarketCap. That's the token ticker. You can buy them on Huobi HTX or MEXC. Those are two exchanges. And then that leads me to my next question. So normal projects, right? Normal projects, they would, have their mainnet and then they would launch their tokens. But CrossFinance took a different approach, having tokens released even before the mainnet. And so, do you want to walk people through the decision behind that? And yeah.
absolutely. So the obviously the infrastructure that we've built and the products that we've built on that infrastructure relied very heavily on having a token to be able to process transactions. XFi token was the main token that we built our entire payment system around. So obviously there was a need to have a token out in the market. Now the existing token right now today is our Cosmos token, so it's built on the Cosmos infrastructure. The mainnet launch, however, that is happening very shortly within the next day or so, is actually the EVM compatible version of this token. And so, from the beginning, our goal was to build a dual system, both Cosmos and EVM compatible, is going to provide the widest range of benefits for our users, for developers, for validators. And so the XFi token that is currently out in the market is the Cosmos version of the token. And then once we launch into mainnet, we are going to have the Cosmos EVM compatible version of the XFi token. So that was kind of the stepping stones of the building process leading up to mainnet launch.
I see. I see. Okay. So yeah, leading up to the midnight launch, I mean, we kind of postponed this question for quite some time now because we want to, introduce the project and talk everything about Crossfire. But now is the big question. So the men is happening tomorrow in 1 day's time. Exciting, exciting. So what can we expect from these major events? How can the users contribute to the network?
Great question. So obviously, first and foremost, follow us, follow our team, join us on X, join us on Discord, join us on Telegram to be the first to kind of know when we actually launch our mainnet. And I think as far as expectations go, you will see, us putting out the calls to action. So we are going to be launching our payments app. We are going to be launching the EVM compatible portion of our blockchain. We are going to be announcing some major partnerships that we've been working on in the background leading up to mainnet launch. And then, of course, a bunch of other things that I can't quite talk about right now until they come out into production and until they come out live. But I think the most important thing is you definitely want to make sure that you're following us across all of our different profiles where you choose to get your news, because if you're one of the first to kind of if you're one of the first to go to the call to actions, you will sort of um, receive the biggest benefits. And then of course, I think like with any ecosystem that is launching into mainnet, I think you will definitely be seeing a lot of news about CrossFi over the coming weeks and months as we announce some of the I would say major both product side of things, infrastructure side of things, partnership side of things, and like I said, we've been working on this thing for 5 years, so sure as hell we have we have a lot of things to talk about that we couldn't talk about up until mainnet launch. So yeah, just very exciting news overall, and just make sure that you're following us everywhere to stay up to date and stay on top of everything.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you very much, Philip, for answering my questions. I have another one, but I found a community questions that's also about this one. And so I'm just going to move on to the second part, leaving the chances to ask questions to the community. And so, again, in this part, guys, you get to ask 5 questions. To Phil about obviously cross finance, their plans, their tokens, their payment system, their cards, their NFT, everything that you want. Okay, but it has to be specific about the project, and maximum 5 questions. Do not copy it from anywhere else. We will definitely detect if that question is copy or not, and if you did indeed copy the question, we will not give you the reward. So make sure to have original questions. Thank you very much. And so Philip, so here's how we're going to do it. As you can see in the reply, a lot of people are sending their questions. A lot of them are spams, obviously. Just ignore the spam ones. I will help you select the questions. I will read it out loud, right? If
Sure.
you don't want to answer that question, just let me know, and then I'll select another one. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So the first question that I found is from Rolex. I like the name. So the question is, so the post mainnet launch, what are the next big milestones or features on cross finance roadmap for 2025 and beyond?
That's a great question. Thank you very much, Rolex. So, post mainnet launch, I think for us, most importantly, is to continue delivering value and utility to our community. So, like I said, both in terms of cardholders, we have a lot of different partnerships and benefits that we're going to be delivering to cardholders, making sure that people that are holding CrossFi cards, basically are using their CrossFi cards on a daily basis because they are incentivized to do so, and they basically are holders of the best possible payment infrastructure in the world. And so a lot of interesting partnerships around our cards. And then as far as the blockchain and the ecosystem, our team has been working extremely hard, almost on overtime, to deliver a ton of value as it comes to different products that are available on our ecosystem, on our blockchain. And so we've got a ton of amazing partnership announcements lined up over the coming months and over the coming quarters. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we are definitely working with some of the most innovative teams in the world of DeFi to build just some crazy, crazy products that I think are absolute game changers for the DeFi space in general. And so we are going to be bringing those to market and helping those teams really get the word out there and making sure that all of our users are able to access them and benefit from them. So definitely a very exciting I would say year coming up for CrossFi. And of course, as we're heading into what seems to look like the beginnings of a bull run, I think just a very exciting time for anybody that's currently in the world of crypto. And so really trying to bridge that gap between people that are sort of crypto natives and then people that are new to crypto, and being able to provide products and use cases and benefits for everybody is really kind of the big goal that we're aiming for in this coming year.
Thank you very much for the question, Rolex. I appreciate it. Then the next question is from Carlastro, I believe. And the question is, how can developers contribute to or build on CrossFi Chain? What tools or SDKs are provided?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. Great question. So we currently have all of our technical information documented. If you go to our website, crossfi.org, you can find all of our technical documentation. We also have a very robust developer evangelism program. If you join our Discord server, you can speak directly with members of our team that are, basically their sole focus is to support developers and people that are interested in building products on the CrossFi blockchain. And then last but not least, there is also the CrossFi Foundation, which is a separate entity from the team that is working on the blockchain and the payments product. But the CrossFi Foundation basically is there in order to support the growth and the development of the CrossFi ecosystem. CrossFi Foundation has a lot of good incentives and grants, both in terms of financial support as well as technical support and distribution support to work with amazing teams that are interested in building great products on the CrossFi infrastructure. And so I would say, you can check out all three of those things: our website, our Discord server with our developer evangelist team, as well as our foundation. And so, I would say those are really good starting points for anybody that's looking to develop projects on the CrossFi ecosystem. And I think that will be your entry point to get all of the support that you need to be able to be successful on CrossFi. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't say that we are always looking for the smartest, the best, and the most talented developers out there in the Web3 ecosystem, because we really believe that we have built one of the best blockchains on Earth as it comes to speed, security, and scalability. And we want to see the types of amazing projects that people are going to build on top of CrossFi.
Thank you very much for the question, Calastro. Yeah, but who knows? You can be a game developer and maybe have some sort of opportunities with Crossfire too, because besides the payment app that they have with the Web3, with the banking industries, they also have like a DeFi app, right? That people can actually stake and do all sorts of DeFi activities on it. So maybe
Absolutely.
maybe in the future, if you have some sort of gamified system on there, that'd be fantastic. Like personally, I would
And
love
we
that.
we actually, by the way, so we, I talk about kind of like the innovative DeFi projects that are
Right.
building on top of CrossFi, but man, we have so many different types of developers. We have GameFi folks building, we have AI folks building, we have deep in projects. I mean, we've got so many different types of teams developing on CrossFi, and we have specific folks that are responsible for different verticals. And so obviously, as you come in, depending on the type of project that you're building, we have kind of our specialists to help support, any sort of infrastructure. So great point. I think, to your point, we support not only kind of like DeFi and financial projects, but anything is welcome: GameFi, AI, DeepIn, so on and so forth. I
Right.
mean, the list goes on. So yeah, great call out.
Yeah, because like I look at how Tan grows so big in the past, just in a couple of months, bigger than ever, right? Because of the game and how easy it is to onboard people to play games. But the crucial problem with Tan is that after the airdrop, people just leave, and some of the airdrops recently is very disappointing. The people just basically lost faith in the Tan ecosystem and the games in general. What if there is, what if first of all, on your app, what if there is a game, right, that can basically attract people, and then they play and they get the airdrop, but then the airdrop is not going to be disappointing. Why? Because they can use the token to basically perform any sorts of DeFi activities, to pay for stuff, eat coffee, whatever, in real life. And so that's like a like a major utility that I think would just let people stick into the app and play more games and earn more tokens. I think that's a fantastic idea, but who knows?
Absolutely.
Let's wait for the execution. Thank you very much for the question that was from Calastro. And the next question is from, here we go, Loba Pox. Okay, cool. The question is about your card. So if I use MetaMask or Trust Wallet with the CrossFi card, do I need to set permissions for each transaction, or does the app just pull from the pre-approved token balance on demand?
Great question. Yeah, it pulls from the pre-approved balance, and so basically you hold a certain amount of tokens. Once
Mhm.
that hold has been sort of, you've hit the cap on that hold, you will then need to approve another set of tokens to hold. But until you've hit that hold cap, you can continue making transactions. And so you only technically have to allow a hold once, depending on the volume. But we've built that feature in for safety and security, right? So just in case you want to be careful and you only want to hold a very limited amount of tokens, the CrossFi app is unable to access more tokens than you have specified to hold.
Yes, thank you so much, Aloha Box, for the question. I hope that answers it. The next one is from TapXO. Okay, question is, how does CrossFi integrate with traditional payment processing systems? What are the challenges and advantages of bridging the gap between blockchain technology and traditional financial infrastructure?
Great question. So, like I said, over the last 5 years, not only have we been working on kind of the technical development of the products themselves and the blockchain, but we have also basically spent the last 5 years doing the business development work in order to, work directly with, like I said, with our banking partners rather than going through, a third party integrator, basically, or connection partner. And so, the connections that we have built with our banking partners are extremely integrated, meaning that we are natively using their technologies and banks are interacting directly with our smart contract. And so, everything is built in a way that that isn't sort of blended together using, a third party tool, but is sort of natively integrated into the banks. And, I would say the biggest advantages to that is that we are not vulnerable to a third party partner basically going out of business and all of a sudden like our entire infrastructure that we've built isn't working. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, less points of failure, I think, throughout the entire supply chain of a transaction. And so we are able to basically stay, our uptime is more consistent. And then I think last but not least, from a security perspective, CrossFi, as a team, as a product, we've invested a lot of effort to basically be able to achieve the minimum security standards. Well, just not just the minimum ones, minimum and beyond, that are required by our banking partners to be able to have the level of safety and security that they need in order to be able to work with us directly, even to the point where as of recently, we are now PCI DSS compliant, which is one of the most stringent security protocols in the entire financial payments industry. And barely any other payment product, crypto payment products out there can claim that they are PCI DSS certified. So for all of those range of benefits, that's why we chose to go this route, and that's why we've kind of built the infrastructure the way that we have.
Nice. Yeah, I was about to have well, I was about to select that question actually. This member was asking, well, Henry was asking about how does Crossfire app comply with the international security standards like PCI DSS to safeguard customer payment data. Do you want to talk about it more, or should move on to another question?
Yeah, I mean, just as I think it is important because, like I said,
Yeah.
we put a lot of emphasis and resources and focus. And, for anybody that knows security protocols, PCI DSS is one of the hardest certifications to get. And so, that says a lot about how much we've invested in really being able to, let our users feel confident that we are protecting their information, that we are securing their transactions, and also making sure that our banking partners are confident in the fact that we are doing everything that we need to do in order to be fully compliant with the security standards that they expect. And so I would say PCI DSS is just the latest one, but really over the last few years, like that has been a major focus of ours, is investing into third party audits, into penetration testing, into stress testing the network, into basically everything that you would expect us to have done, and then a lot more in order to basically guarantee our users the safety and security of of being able to have confidence in our products.
Okay, I guess that's the fifth question from Henry. Thank you very much for the question. I hope that you learn a thing or two about PCI DSS. But if you want to learn more, go ahead and Google is free, right? But yeah, they
Yes,
are,
sir.
yes, sir. International security standards. They are compliant, so very safe, very secure. Thank you very much, guys, for sending your questions. Philip here has answered five questions from the community, and I am selecting five more as the lucky listeners. If you want to be selected as lucky listeners and share $200 in rewards, make sure to follow Crossfire Chain on their X, join the Discord or Telegram or both, and check them out and do your research. Thank you very much. With that being said, we're now closing our, at the end of our AMA. So, do you have anything as closing remarks or anything else at all that you'd like to reemphasize?
I just want to thank you for an amazing conversation. I want to thank all of the community members who tuned in and, all of the great questions. I will have my team go through all of the questions that were submitted and, obviously anything that isn't spam, I will have my team answer, make sure that, everybody has all the information they need to be successful and to be able to interact with crossfi in a way that sort of is mutually beneficial. And then of course, like I said, follow me here on X at GoFillionaire, follow crossfi at crossfi chain, join our Discord, join our community, participate in all of the engaging things that we do. And I would say stay tuned for some amazing things to come in the near future. Thank you very, very much. It's been an absolute pleasure having this conversation, and I'm really excited to, hopefully come back in a few months and give you some super exciting updates about what we've been,
I can't
how
wait.
mainnet launch went, what we've been building, how we've been doing, and yeah,
We'll be followed closely because like it's happening right now. At 1 day left it for the midnight. It's gotta be an amazing time. Like 5 years, all leading to this moment right here. So guys, go ahead and check them out. You are not late. You are very very early into cross finance. Check them out on across all of their socials. Check out their token right now available on HTX and MBXC. Check and also the NFT collection, 2,000 of them, unique and limited. Okay, the rewards are immense, and so check them out. Free mint, by the way. Again, amazing. And thank you very much, Philip, for being here with BSC Daily Community. It's been an amazing chat, obviously. And you are amazing, amazing. Representative, Chief Growth Officer for Cross Finance. And I hope that after the midnight, you guys are going to be even more and more successful, achieving more and more milestones in 2025. So, yeah, good luck with everything. And I'll see you in our next AMA. Thank you very
sounds
much.
like a good
Take
plan.
care.
Thank you very much. Bye.